So now, the next special address, we are pleased to welcome Mr. Michael Petter, founder and CEO, Eyvo Procurement Solutions USA. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. And first of all, thank you to Manoj and the IOD for hosting me and allowing me to speak with you guys. My name is Michael Petter, and I am both the founder and managing director of Eyvo Procurement. So firstly, a quick word about me and what qualifies me to be here in front of you. Eyvo is an international leader in providing high-end, customizable procurement solutions in the cloud for mid to large-size companies across all industries. And running Eyvo is my day job. However, in reality, at heart, I'm an entrepreneur, and I have co-founded several other companies in different disciplines, two of which went public. So that means I have been on several boards as a main board director, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you that it's a very big responsibility when you are both representing your own business and dealing with shareholders' investments and expectations. In fact, I'm currently leveraging this experience in my latest endeavor, a very exciting startup in Los Angeles, where I'm at the sharp end of the business, acting as a co-founder, an operator, and a fundraiser, and doing investor pitches. Okay, so that's enough about me. I was asked by the IOD to speak on the topic of board strategies for resilience and sustainability. Now, I'm no expert, but I do have a few ideas that I'd like to share based on the intersection of my public board experiences and my role at Eyvo, and you'll have to excuse my bias towards the procurement space and how that can be used to move the needle on the specific subject of resilience and sustainability. So, as others have mentioned, we gather here today at an inflection point in history, a time when boards face unprecedented challenges and opportunities. Geopolitical unrest, climate crisis, technological disruption through artificial intelligence, shifting stakeholder expectations, and let's not forget those tariffs, all of which are reshaping the global business landscape in real time as we sit here right now. In this era of uncertainty, boards must evolve from governance bodies into architects of resilience and sustainability, crafting strategies that not only protect value, but create it for the long term. The question before us is urgent. How can boards lead organizations through this complexity while still ensuring their companies thrive in a world defined by rapid change? In my opinion, a board's new imperative mission statement should be something like, from oversight to strategic foresight. But what does that really mean? Well, traditionally, boards have been focused on governance, risk management, and fiduciary oversight. But in today's environment, these responsibilities are no longer enough. Boards must adapt a proactive future-focused mindset, anticipating disruptions, embedding agility into organizational DNA, and aligning strategy with sustainability. For example, at Eyvo, we work in procurement. So we provide tools and services to assist any company to become more efficient in their buying. And part of that role is to challenge a common misconception that procurement is merely a cost center. In reality, procurement is a strategic lever to strengthen the bottom line, mitigate risk, and drive innovation. So how do we do that? Firstly, develop innovative strategies for resilience. Understand that resilience is no longer about weathering storms. It's about building organizations that adapt and thrive amid constant change. Boards must champion strategies that prioritize anticipation, agility, and innovation. Be proactive, not reactive. Secondly, from my selfish perspective, keep some of your focus on procurement as a profit driver. To assist in reaching this goal, engineer cost optimization through innovation. Procurement isn't just about negotiating prices, it's about identifying value. AI-powered tools like those Eyvo provides analyze spending patterns to uncover hidden savings. For example, consolidating suppliers, sourcing new suppliers, and optimizing contracts. Then we have working capital efficiency, where targeted strategic procurement improves cash flow by aligning payment terms with operational needs and leveraging dynamic discounting from your suppliers. Again, as an example, a retail client recently reduced costs by 20% using Eyvo's analytics to switch suppliers ahead of commodity price increases. Thirdly, geopolitical agility. And in today's world, this is a really important one. Perform scenario planning. Use AI-driven tools to model geopolitical risks, for example, trade policy shifts, sanctions, and tariffs again, and their impact on your supply chain. Mitigate risk by using diversified partnerships. Encourage management to build regionalized supplier networks, reducing dependency on single markets. This brings me to my next point, climate resilience governance. Embed sustainability in strategy. Treat ESG, that means environmental, social, and governance, not as a compliance checkbox, but as a driver of innovation. For example, enable low-carbon supply chains by deploying e-procurement-based carbon trackers like the one that Eyvo builds for its clients. This will assist in getting your organization ready for Scope 1, 2, and 3 compliance and reporting. Most greenhouse gas emissions don't come from just the energy you use, that's Scope 2, or what you directly burn, that's called Scope 1. Up to 90% of a company's carbon footprint often lies in Scope 3, the supply chain, product life cycles, and logistics. Without tracking all 3 scopes, you're missing the full picture. Knowing this informs better decisions and helps you identify hotspots in your operations and supply chain. Choose greener suppliers, design lower impact products, and set realistic targets for decarbonization. I could go on, but time is limited. The bottom line is that sustainability is the cornerstone of long-term value. Sustainability is no longer optional. It's a strategic imperative. Boards that fail to align profitability with purpose risk alienating stakeholders and miss out on growth opportunities. So, how can boards use procurement as an ESG enabler? Well, let's start with supplier governance. Evaluate partners not just on cost, but on environmental impact, labor practices, and diversity. Eyvo's platform embeds ESG scoring directly into supplier selection, ensuring ethical and sustainable choices. Consider transparency as a differentiator. Mandate disclosure frameworks, for example, TCFD or CSRD in the European Union. This builds trust with investors and consumers. Visualize stakeholder capitalism in action. Balance priorities, align executive incentives and compensation with ESG metrics, such as carbon reduction and DEI goals. As another example, one of our clients, a consumer goods company, tied their leadership bonuses to plastic waste reduction, driving innovation in their packaging. So, what's the way forward? Well, I feel it's a call to action for boards. The rapidly changing world demands boards that are bold, adaptive, and purpose-driven. So, some tips on how to lead in this space. Reframe procurement. Treat procurement as a strategic partner in value creation, not a back-office function. Leverage technology. Deploy AI and data analytics to turn procurement into a source of predictive insights and competitive advantage. Measure what matters. Track metrics like supply diversity, carbon intensity, and cost savings alongside traditional financial KPIs. In closing, the future belongs to organizations that view resilience and sustainability not as burdens, but as opportunities to redefine value. Boards have a unique responsibility and opportunity to guide this transformation. At Eyvo, we empower boards to reimagine procurement as a catalyst for profitability and purpose, ensuring organizations thrive in a rapidly changing world. So, that's it for now. But please do come find me afterwards if you would like a personal chat or to hear about any of the opportunities I've mentioned that you might be curious about. Thank you so much for your attention.